Mangoes are considered to be the king of all fruits, and Alfonso is considered to be the king of all mangoes. We have been selling Aamrai Organic Alphonso Mangoes for the last many years. It comes to our shelves and it just sells like hotcakes. Yet, we have been getting many questions from the customers about why is it so special, what's so premium about it. So I thought I'll take this opportunity to explain some of the points that we have been getting as questions. Alfonso got its name from a Portuguese viceroy who came to India in the 1500s. So he was very fond of mangoes. So he tried to graft multiple mango trees together and finally found a really good variety which is later called as Alfonso, which is similar to his name Afonso de Albuquerque. Many customers often ask me the question, what's so special about the organic Alfonso mangoes? In order to understand what's so special about organic Alfonso mangoes, we need to understand the entire process. It all starts during the monsoon. That is the time when all the farmers, the conventional one, they use chemical pesticides sprayed rampantly in the entire farm to keep the pests away. So these chemical pesticides are being sprayed on the trees, on the flowers, and later on the small fruits also. But in the case of organic Alfonso mangoes, the farmers use natural methods, something similar to cow dung manure, goat dung manure, fish bones. These are the natural fertilizers. These are being used. Since mangoes are sensitive fruits and with thin skin, all these chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides will be absorbed into the fruit, which will get into our system also. But for organic mangoes, none of these are being used. So we are getting a safe fruit. And also, the organic farmers use neem juice to keep the pests away. That is a natural remedy. And they also encourage biodiversity. So what they do is they encourage small insects and small birds to be there in the farm, which will eat the larvae of these insects, the potential insects that can damage the farms itself, the mangoes. So naturally, as you can see in the entire process, the use of chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides are used nowhere. Once the fruits are harvested, the next stage is ripening. So what the conventional farmers do is they use carbide ripening method. And as we all know, carbide is a carcinogen. What happens is when we are using the carbide ripening, the ripening process will be shortened to 2 to 3 days. But organic farmers, like the one that we are selling, it uses its natural ripening method. It takes around 7 to 8 days to get it ripened in the natural form itself. What the organic farmers do is they keep the organic mangoes in wooden boxes with hay and let it ripen naturally, which takes around 7 to 8 days. Some of the farmers use government approved ethylene gas chambers also. Ethylene is a gas which is being produced by the mangoes naturally for it to ripe. So the naturally ripened mangoes are the ones that we are going to get it when we are buying an organic Alfonso mango from Aamrai mainly. Another important factor to consider is that the conventional farmers, they usually sell their produce to the middlemen, the wholesalers, and the wholesalers get it all together, send it out in different countries in containers. So when we get the mangoes in our hand, it goes through a longer period of time. But with organic Alfonso mangoes, what we do is we bring it by air, which means the time which is taken from the farm, from the time of it being harvested, ripened, and then being brought to our market is very short, and we are going to get a really good quality mango, fresh, as good as it can be. We always talk quite a bit about Alfonso mangoes coming from Ratnagiri. So many of my friends always ask me, like, what's so special about this Ratnagiri? Where is it? Ratnagiri is one of the districts in the Konkan area in India. So that is one of the heartland of Alfonso mangoes. Its land profile and the soil profile, which is something similar to the volcanic soil, the profile of the mangoes that comes out from Ratnagiri area is considered to be one of the best in the world. The texture, the aroma, the sweetness, the color and the profile from Ratnagiri Alphonso mangoes are second to none. It's completely different. Another reason why Ratnagiri mangoes are much better is because of its proximity towards the coastal area. So the air is salty, even the humidity is coming with salinity, which all influences the texture, the taste and the profile of the mangoes coming from Ratnagiri. But nowadays what is happening is there are mangoes, the similar type of mangoes, Alfonso mangoes coming from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu also. Some of these are slightly bigger than the regular types of Alfonso mangoes, but are quite considerably cheaper. But once we taste it, we get to know that it is absolutely nowhere in comparison with the real Alfonso mangoes coming from Ratnagiri. Usually, Alfonso mangoes, just like this one, is slightly rounded and an oval in shape and has a golden yellow color with slight red tinge on top of it. Aamrai Alfonso mangoes, organic Alfonso mangoes, are 100% organic. One of the reasons why it is more premium than the conventional mangoes which is available in the market, mainly because the yield that comes out from a farm when you are following the organic farming methodologies is much less. Just to give an example, if we are getting 100 mangoes from a tree from a conventional farm, we'll be getting 50 to 60 mangoes only from an organic farm. So that means the yield is less, the effort is the same, the expenses are even more. So always yield is one of the concern. And not only that, Aamrai organic Alfonso mangoes are being sent to Dubai via air, while most of the other mangoes are coming by sea. So this is going to add on to the cost of the mangoes also. But one thing is guaranteed, what you are eating is the best organic Alfonso mangoes, the best in color, the best in texture, best in taste. And if you are concerned about your body, what you are adding on to your body, then you wouldn't be bothered about that additional slight premium that you're paying to get the best of the mangoes that is available in the market. And now, to address some of the feedbacks that we get from the customers about the organic mangoes. Feedback that I receive are the spots on the mangoes. So since this is a premium set of mangoes, customers often expect this to be like speck free and really sexy, but usually it doesn't happen. Why? Because this is organic. The reason why these kind of black spots are there in the mangoes is mainly because of its farming process itself. In the organic farming process, what happens is some of these insects, even though they are not harmful, they come and attack the skin of the mangoes. That is one of the reasons why some of the organic Alfonso mangoes will be coming with black spots on it. But if you cut it and if you taste it, it is exactly the same. There is no absolute difference in it. So you don't need to be worried about it. Another feedback that I often get is about the stains on the skin of the mangoes. So many customers think that these stains are not really good, the mango is not good, it's bad. Actually, that is not the case. These are simply the dew element which is there on the skin. It has absolutely no impact on the quality of the mango. So what you're getting is the best of organic Alfonso mangoes itself. A spongy tissue is something which is a genetic defect of Alfonso mangoes. So what happens is when a mango is suddenly exposed to an extreme temperature change, for example like an extreme heat, what happens is the tissues inside the mangoes over ripens quickly. This is slightly different from other fruits where it ferments and becomes more sugar. But in Alfonso's case, it becomes a spongy tissue which is like a white patch. This is not something which is really good to eat, but unfortunately there is no process in finding out which are the mangoes that will have a spongy tissue. But what the suppliers usually do is they use the X-ray technology to find out if any spongy tissues are there in the lot which is being sent out, and they try to remove it. So What we can assure you is that we are trying the best to get the best lot available. Now that all the points have been cleared, we are looking forward to a few more shipments before the season ends. Usually the Alfonso season ends by end of May or June. So we are expecting a couple of more shipments also. So if you are looking at trying the best organic Alfonso mangoes in the world, think about ordering from Organic and Real, the Aamrai Alfonso mangoes.